One evening last July, a convoy of SWAT vehicles and police vans pulled to a stop in front of a single-story tan stucco home in the Las Vegas suburb of Henderson, Nevada. To the area's residents, it was an undoubtedly curious scene. At the target house, an officer pulled out a bullhorn and began shouting to the people inside. "This is the Las Vegas Metro Police Department. We have a search warrant for the residents. Come out with your hands up." Eventually, the garage door rose, revealing Duane Keefe D. Davis, a 60-year-old black man with a bald head and a graying beard. 15 years earlier, Kading had secured a secret confession from Davis in Tupac's killing, but at the time, a legal arrangement had barred prosecutors from using the confession in court, and Davis had walked free. And now, after years and years, even Paris Morgan did the show on it a few days ago, and now New York Attorney Alex is investigating something big here, and he is connecting the case to Diddy. Let us take a step back. Tupac Shakur was only 25 years old when he was gunned down in Las Vegas in September of 1996. Despite fighting for his life, he died 6 days later on September 13th. 15 years earlier, Kading had secured a secret confession from Davis in Tupac's killing, but at the time, a legal arrangement had barred prosecutors from using the confession in court. Davis had walked free, and for years, Kading had lost hope. "I had publicly said, I don't think that there will ever be an arrest in this," he recalled. Now it appeared that something had changed. "I feel that it is part of a divine intervention," he told me recently. Most other people would call it karmic justice. Alone in his hotel room, Kading pumped his fist into the air, overcome by a heady combination of excitement and relief. And actually, the rumors linking Diddy to Tupac's death have circulated in popular culture for years, most recently reviving an Eminem's 2024 duet with J.I.D. In his song Fuel, Eminem makes a bold accusation, rapping, "Notorious Big's death was the domino effect of Tupac's murder. Puffs? Till he's in police handcuffs, guilty. Will he step up?" This stanza re-emphasizes the relationship between the two famous musicians and Diddy. In 2008, after a Los Angeles Times report alleged that his associates were behind Tupac's murder, Diddy vehemently denied any involvement. He described the story as beyond ridiculous and completely false, claiming that neither he nor the late Notorious Big knew anything about the attack. The hip-hop mogul expressed surprise and disappointment that such claims were published. Now, Diddy is entangled in yet another legal battle. Just last month, federal authorities accused him on numerous counts of running a decades-long criminal enterprise for his own sexual gratification. And to make matters worse, 12 victims have filed civil sexual abuse claims against him in the last year alone. With Tupac's family aggressively seeking new investigations and Diddy facing escalating legal issues, the interviewed legacies of both rap icons continue to elicit interest and controversy. Where will this all lead? We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, there appears to be a gap in Tupac's death that is still being exploited. But like Shakur, we've become accustomed to not being able to trust the justice system to protect us in that way. The late musician Tupac Shakur's family has engaged a team of detectives to look into a possible link between Sean Diddy Combs and the hip-hop star's death back in 1996. Diddy is sick and tired of being blamed for Tupac's death, and he's finally breaking his silence on the subject. In case you missed it, Tupac's family just hired an investigative team to reinvestigate Diddy's role in Tupac's death, and the lawyer has been uncovering some shocking evidence that puts Diddy squarely at the center of it all. And not only that, but some of the receipts this lawyer is presenting could suggest Diddy was the one who gave the order to end Tupac's life and send him to prison for good. However, Diddy isn't taking this lying down. His legal team is working hard to disprove the charges, and they claim Diddy had nothing to do with Tupac's murder. But lady, no matter what Diddy's lawyer says, things aren't looking good for him right now, because the authorities are apparently gathering information about Tupac's death and are reportedly intending to charge Diddy with the crime soon. So, was Diddy responsible for Tupac's death? What does Tupac's family's lawyer know about all of this? Let's break it down. Things became even more heated in Diddy's camp lately when Tupac's family stated that they had engaged a lawyer to reinvestigate the events that led to his death. The lawyer was presumably urged to focus on Diddy's role in the incident, and there's a lot to grasp here. The lawyer began by asking a series of inquiries around town, and I'm not sure what it is, but it appears like people are far more willing to share everything they know than they were nearly 30 years before. Some of the additional aspects surrounding this case are mind-boggling. I mean, after so many years of the case going cold, most people felt the public would never find out who killed Tupac. But everything changed in September of last year, when Duane Keefe D. Davis was arrested on charges related to Tupac's death. Keefe D. was not formally accused of being the triggerman, but authorities suspect he was in the car that fired the rounds and helped arrange the murder. At the time, Las Vegas Police Homicide Lieutenant Jason Johansson claimed that Dwayne Davis was the shot caller for the gang of people that perpetrated this murder, and he oversaw the execution of the plot. Keefe D, a self-proclaimed gang boss, has spoken publicly about his involvement in Tupac's killing. In his 2019 memoirs, Compton Street Legend, Keefe D basically stated that he knew key things about that night that could have implicated him into the crime. Then, in an interview with Vlad TV, he admitted to being in the car with another man called Orlando Anderson, who believes he was the gunman. Baby Lane and Freaky were in the rear seats. We were just in the car together. Keefe later claimed to being the one who donated the gun used in the shooting, and he recounted a strange story about it also involving Diddy. According to Keefe D, Diddy offered him $1 million to assassinate Tupac and Suge Knight, his main rivals at the time due to the East Coast-West Coast conflict. Keefe claimed Diddy transferred the money to one of his accomplices, a man named Eric Von Knight. However, Keefe claims he never received the money because Eric grabbed it and used it to build a club. The narrative was so bizarre that no one took it seriously at first. Keefe D appeared to be chasing gravitas and hoping to profit from the tale with a book deal or something. What made matters worse was that Keefe was detained. He didn't sound like someone about to be charged with murder. He simply continued going on and on about how this was the largest case in Las Vegas history, and how he was a pro with nothing to be concerned about. If we didn't know how serious the charges against him were, you could almost assume he was glad to be detained. As you all know, Keefe D has long maintained that Diddy was the brains behind the whole operation. The Tupac's family-hired investigative team has just produced receipts. They believe that the white Cadillac that transported the hitman that night was linked to Clive Davis, Diddy's mentor and former boss. But that isn't all. The detectives were also pointing out a number of inconsistencies in the account, such as how only Tupac was attacked despite the fact that Diddy and his crew were in the same area. How come the police never followed up on some of the leads they first received back then? Tupac's brother, Mopreme Shakur, claims Diddy was acting suspicious when the news of Pac's death first surfaced. He called him immediately and began attempting to persuade him that he had nothing to do with the occurrence. Puffy called me though. Puffy called me back during the day. He said, "I just want you to know I had nothing to do with your brother's death. I know who you are, but we've never met. I just wanted you to know that I had nothing to do with your brother's death." And the entire time I was thinking, why are you even phoning me? I didn't accuse you of anything, but why are you phoning me? That was weird, you know? Puffy's phone conversation sparked some red lights for Pac's brother, and when combined with everything else that had happened, it appears that Diddy is hiding something. Even though Diddy has consistently denied any role in Tupac's death, people are still giving him the side eye, especially given how the case is currently unfolding. As of now, Diddy's legal team is working hard to defend his name, but with the feds reportedly becoming involved and Tupac's family detectives uncovering even more proof, things aren't looking good for him. Some people believe that this circumstance is a chance for Tupac's family to find closure after all these years, while others say it is a setup in which Diddy is unfairly targeted. But one thing is for certain. This case is heating up, and we could be on the approach of learning the truth about Tupac's terrible demise. Thank you guys for watching, and I cannot wait to have you back soon.